Good morning. Sounds a little loud out here, so I hope the sound works out okay. Do you ever have days where you have a plan to do something in particular, but when you start to work on it, you think maybe there's something different you should be doing? Well, that's me this morning. More on that in a minute, but first I want to wish my son Matthew a very happy 30th birthday today. He's on his way to Texas to get lost at Big Bend National Park with his little brother. I know they're going to have a blast, and I wish I could have gone with them. Other than that, I'm struggling a little with what I wanted to talk about this morning. I had planned to wrap up a conversation I started last week about visual management systems. So the plan was to talk about measuring quality and cost at different tiers, but I made the mistake of stepping on the scale this morning to measure my own weight and was pretty disappointed with the result. It seems since the pandemic began, I've managed to gain about 15 pounds. This despite being home most of the time, despite still walking a bunch. I guess I've eaten voraciously with lots of delivered and takeout food, though often not the healthiest, if you know what I mean. Part of my initial strategy for this Elevate Your Performance webcast was to mix up topics with leadership, lean thinking, travel, and personal development. And I've pretty much left off the personal development piece, so I think I'm going to fix that starting today, and I'm going to ask a big favor from all of you. I'm going to set a target weight of 190 pounds. Now, I have an app that actually says my normal weight is between 132.2 and 178.6, but in 2018, I managed to get as low as 186 pounds, and I thought I looked like I was a patient dying of something horrible. So what I'll ask of you is encouragement and accountability. Just like with what you measure at work, you have result metrics and you have process metrics. And I usually use weight loss as an example of the difference between the two. So my target weight is set, and that's my result metric. So I don't expect to hit that for 6 months or so. So I need an intermediate target that's going to make this more manageable. Now my intermediate target is 1.5 pounds per week. So I'll get on the scale every Friday and check to see if I've lost my 1.5 pounds. But that's still not a process metric. It's still an after the fact result. If all I do is weigh myself, I'm not going to make much progress. The same applies at work. You can't just measure, you have to have a plan to do something. So the process metric, in my case, involves how I plan to lose this weight. Now, I don't ever stick to fad diets, so I know that's not going to work. So I'm going to follow this simple rule. Consume fewer calories, burn more calories, or eat less and move more. So I want to keep track of everything I eat and everything I do. So I'm going to set a calorie budget every day, and I'm going to track it on my Lose It app. It's this one. And it works. Tracking it works. I set a calorie budget of about 2,000 calories a day, maybe a little bit less, and I get credit for exercise and burning calories, so I'll get to eat what I need to, but I do need to exercise a whole lot more. Now I'm going to work on the details of my daily targets, particularly with walking, because I want to get back to the half marathon challenge as soon as the pandemic is over. I don't know if you remember, but I set a challenge to myself to walk a half marathon in every state and every territory of the United States within the next couple of years. The pandemic put the brakes on that, and so I've been sitting home and eating instead. So I'll ask you to help me stick to it, please. Now, I've done this 3 times before in private, and I know exactly what works, but the mind games work hard on me, so I really need your help this time around. Thanks in advance. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.